Well, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is a game week review for game week 20. We're going to see how my team did, and going to look at some transfers, and we're also going to look a bit of a mid-season review. Half the season gone already. We have a bit of a break, although shorter break than usual. Shorter January break because the deadline is a bit, I think 7 days now. Doesn't matter, next week sometimes. Yeah, we're going to look at how everything's been going on with the FPL. I made this a bit later than usual because of the break, but there's still a lot of football going on, so you have to stay tuned with injuries and everything because there's a lot of cups. There was a cup game last night. My team shit the bed at home. We're going to talk about that later. And there's a game tonight, Liverpool against Tottenham. Keep your eye on for injuries. Don't make early transfers if you can. If you must make, then yeah, maybe do them. But yeah. Let's see. Let's just jump straight into it. Let's see how we did. It was green arrow this time, but a small one, nevertheless. The smallest of green arrows. I think 2,000 places only. Let's just go straight to the fantasy app over here. Go to fantasy. Oi, let's go back a moment. West Ham dismissed Lopetegui as head coach. Lopetegui gone. Interesting. I mean, his time was coming. Let's be honest. So as you can see, I'm on 70 points. I think I'll go back to that, but yeah, 24,000 place. I think no, I was 29,000. So 24,000 rank. Actually, it's funny because on Sunday night, which was all the games finished but one, I was on 14,000 rank. 10,000 places I dropped because of Wood. And, you know, some other... Because a lot of people own Aina as well. And Milenkovic. Some people own Milenkovic as well. So, yeah. It's ridiculous that two players drop me 10,000 places. But this is what happens when you're, as I said earlier, this high up the ranks. So, and the likes of Wood, I didn't even know he's so highly owned. I think he was 51%. I'm going to check on that. And we might bring them in. Never late than never. Yeah, I've been telling this myself. I haven't owned Wood at all this season. Let's just go straight to the points. We'll talk about transfers later. Let's just not... Yeah, 70 points, as you can see. My midfield, all returned. My defense, wow. I mean, Ryan Gabriel. I don't know. I don't know what you think even about. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I was... Let me tell you, on Sunday, or by Saturday night, I was very sour. I went on Twitter and I just saw so many fans just talking trash about Arsenal, calling it terrorist football. Especially Liverpool fans. I was so sour at Liverpool fans because suddenly, you know, like, no, first of all, hypocrites, because no Liverpool fan out there or any other fan expected Liverpool to have a season like this after Klopp leaving. None of them. Bunch of hypocrites. And now suddenly they've had a couple of, you know, they've played all the bottom 10 teams of the season away, and now they're going to play the top 10 this second half of the season. They're going to play them away, and they've been playing good football. I've been admitting it here. I mean, I love watching Liverpool. I don't have any hatred or anything, but just this unnecessary I think because the title pressure has gotten into them, and then suddenly starts trashing about Arsenal, like, oh, this and that and that. I don't know. I was very sour, and I hope that, Liverpool does, you know, even though they were playing Man United at home, nobody was expecting anything, but I was just so happy. I'm like, here, have it. Karma is interesting, you know. Karma is very interesting, so I'm happy that they level up. But having said that, what I wanted to talk about initially is that, you know, the moment you feel sour from reading comments, if there weren't any true, like, I'm one of those people that don't give a shit. If I read something that's just, you know, pure hatred out of... But the game last night especially. I mean, the Brighton, yes, the penalty, I still think it was super harsh. It is what it is. But, you know, we weren't convincing that game. But last night was just an embarrassment. Worst Arsenal game I've seen these last 3 seasons, I think. Newcastle dominating. I mean, at one point they take Isak out with 20 minutes to go. I mean, that was just, wow. That was offensive. And somebody even said, like, I think that Newcastle has a better front three than, you know, title challenging Arsenal. Because, I mean, Okay, Saka, right, second best right winger in the Premier League after Salah. No question, but he's injured, so it doesn't matter. He's injured. But the other two, Isak and Gordon, I'll take them any other day over any other Arsenal fans on that side. You know, Martinelli just hasn't been the same since 2-3 seasons ago. And yeah, anyway, let's just not ramble. We're into 5 minutes already. I can see here. Let's just not ramble too much about Arsenal. But I was just super disappointed last night, and I just don't know at this point. But anyways, 3 points from Raya, 2 from Gabriel. We'll take it. Move on. Munoz, another disappointment since I brought him in 2 blanks in a row with their easy fixtures, no attacking returns. Lewis Hall, I benched him last week when he returned big and played him this week, and I even said he's probably going to blank, but it is what it is. The games are still good. Midfield did amazing. The hero of the week, definitely. Even look at my last video. I wrote, I was taking a piss, obviously, because of people saying, oh, João Pedro is essential, blah, blah, blah. And I titled my last video with my team selection, is MBEUMO essential, because he returned last game week. And he's been having a couple of returns in a row. How many now? No, it was just 2 blanks before that. It was his first return against Arsenal. So I was taking a piss saying, is MBEUMO essential? And what does MBEUMO go and do? Go 19 points. I mean, literally single-handedly saved me this game week. I would have never been in a green arrow because João Pedro returned again, Wood returned, Solanke returned. And I don't have any of them. And Jackson and Evan Nilsson in my team both blanked. Isak, it doesn't even matter what he does at this point because he's what? 50. He's 53% here, but among, you know, people on my rank, he's 99% owned. Him, Salah, and Palmer make no difference what they do. Doesn't matter. So MBEUMO saved my game week, and Gordon, of course, he is slightly lower owned, 19%, around 20. He's going to be higher owned now again. And yeah, my differentials, Evan Nilsson, Jackson, Hall, Munoz, all blanked. So it was not the greatest of game weeks, but green arrow nonetheless. Yeah. Not much room to complain. Now I'm going to show you how my team is looking for next game week before we talk about transfers. So initially I was planning to play it like this and maybe roll. I have 2 free transfers again. I've been having 2 free transfers for the last 6 or 5. I've been making one and rolling one, making one, rolling one. Because I want to have that, flexibility in case of something happens. And also there's a lot of chips coming now, so I want to pile up some transfers and some money in the bank. Maybe I might want to play assistant manager chip on the game week 24, which is the first game week you can play that. And I have the triple captain still. Now with the double game week with Everton and Liverpool, I have to think about that. So that was my point. I wanted to roll a lot of transfers. But now Evan Nilsson apparently got operation, broken foot. What does that even mean? Bro, where did he break his foot? Like, I don't know. So now he's become a problem. He's 5.9. I bought him from 6.0. So already dropped 1 before the injury was known in the public. He was supposed to drop last night, but he didn't. So that's giving me another chance to think if I should make an early transfer there. Or just, I don't know, because I also have Gomez who's injured. His price drop didn't affect me because I bought him for 4.8, but he might, I don't know if he's locked now. I have to double check on that. I'm fine with rolling with him, but Evan Nilsson, I feel like I have to make a transfer. And a certain Chris Wood, but he's playing Liverpool. Is this the best game week? I know it's at home. Yeah. So let's just go very quick how my team is looking. So it's Raya and Gabriel Tottenham at home. I mean Arsenal. Wow, I'm deflated as an Arsenal fan. Last year we had that Dubai trip which did wonders. I mean, it did wonders. There were so many inside jokes on Twitter about that. They lost only 1 game from January to... They lost 1, they drew 1. From January all the way to May. But this time... Not only there's no Dubai trip, but they're playing first Newcastle. Now they're playing United on the FA Cup. Everybody got the easy team from 3rd division. And for some reason, Arsenal got United. Unfair to both of the teams, if you ask me. And then they have Tottenham and Villa. Both at home, but still, it's Tottenham and Villa. Villa beat us at home last year, which was a big dent on the title. So yeah, Tottenham at home. I'm hoping for a clean sheet, but you never know. I mean, Tottenham is good defense. I think Arsenal are gonna win the game, but it's just clean sheet at this point that I'm relying on them. we'll see about that. Munoz, Leicester away. That's a great game week. Hopefully, finally get some attacking returns. Doesn't concede. Lewis Hall, Wolves at home. No complaints whatsoever. I'm definitely going to play him there. And again, on midfield, I've got Gordon with Wolves at home. I've got BRYAN Man City at home. But, you know, this is not the Man City of old. So I don't mind playing BRYAN at all. Especially with Brentford at home or different beasts. And BRYAN, as I said, talked in the last video, he tends to score even more against the... Look, we can go again and check that out. So he scored against Arsenal. He returned against Chelsea away. He returned against Newcastle. And then blanked against Nottingham Forest, Brighton. They returned big against... But everybody's returning against Southampton, so it doesn't matter. Salah at the moment is captain, but that might change. I might go for Isak because I really trust Nottingham Forest, especially at home. That's not going to be an easy game. Even if Salah gets something, he's not going to get a lot. I feel like Isak against Wolves has a bigger ceiling. Again, you might think, why not Palmer? But I do rate Bournemouth. I rate Bournemouth, even though they're playing at home. So, might be Palmer, but it's... Palmer and Isak, I think, are better, still better than Salah at Nottingham Forest away. That's my thoughts right now. At the moment, I'm playing Rodgers, but he might be benched if I bring in, you know, we'll see who. Because I'm not... I wasn't planning. I haven't thought too much about a transfer. We'll see who to bring for Evan Nilsson. I've got money in the bank to go all the way to Mateta and maybe someone else. But, yeah, we'll see about that. And I have Colwill, who's... yeah. He hasn't been good for me at all. I mean, he got me one clean sheet, which is good. I brought him for that game, Everton. And since then, I've been benching him most of the game week, so which makes you wonder, why did I bring him? I think it was a rush transfer, and I got influenced by the community, which you shouldn't. And I'm trying, when I make these videos, I'm trying to... Those mistakes that I made, because I also consume content and watch videos and are on Twitter all the time. So if I get an influence, I'm trying to talk about them in my videos so you don't necessarily get influenced for not only what I'm doing, but also other content creators. The idea of these videos, for me at least, is just to talk about my thoughts, put them out there. Maybe some of those thoughts can, you know, help you and get out of the position that you're on, because no one has the same team. No one has the same, you know, context around it. So yeah, the team is looking good. Jackson, he's been blanking for 3 game weeks in a row now. Yeah, at least 3. Let's see. No, 4 game weeks in a row. And then 1 return and then 2 blanks before that. So it hasn't been great, but he's not a problem at this. I mean, Bournemouth at home and Wolves at home, I'm definitely keeping him for this. I might ship him after that. We'll see, but I don't have the luxury of making luxury transfers at this moment, especially with the chips approaching and injuries. Let's just go to transfers and see what we can do. So, double Arsenal defense is there to stay. I know that Arsenal is not looking good. But Arteta has to do something. I mean, he's not stupid. The players are not stupid. They know it's not going well for them. They know they haven't been convincing. So I'm hoping that, you know, they find some spark out there and they're back to their confidence, because they're not playing with confidence. It's just last night it was a boring game, to be honest. Like, it's not and of course the other teams are making it difficult for Arsenal, because 2 seasons ago nobody expected Arsenal to be a, you know, challenge for the title. So they were just like, they're playing Arsenal like the old Arsenal, staying open, trying to attack. Last season it got suddenly still like they probably expected to drop from the season before. It was a bit of a surprise, but this season's teams are not stupid. They're like, okay, Arsenal are now a different beast, so they're playing very defensively and making Arsenal look bad most of the times. But Arsenal are also not helping themselves, so let's see. But until wildcard come, I'm not going to make a goalkeeper change or a Gabriel change. Colwill definitely could ship. Gomez could be shipped. I would love to have a Nottingham Forest defender, but they're if we go here, for example, Aina. Here, their fixtures. I mean, Liverpool at home. That's not the worst game week, but they're probably going to concede there. And then actually, I mean, this run of 4 game weeks is not the worst. Southampton home, Bournemouth away, Brighton at home, Fulham away. But after that, Newcastle away, Arsenal home, City at home. It's just, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I still like them. I might go for a Nottingham, because I'm not going to go for Trent. And Trent dropped a stinker. Oh, my God. I was so happy again, because He really damaged my rank the last game week. Before that, got 15 points. Everybody's like, "Oh, Trent, yeah, this is why we have Trent. This is why we have Trent." I'm just so glad when my words go out there. I'm like, I've said it from the beginning of the season. I'm okay with him scoring every now and then, but it's just he ended up on 0 points this game week, like having no players. Anyways, I'm not gonna go for Trent. I would love to go for another Liverpool defender. Konate is back now, so maybe I'll think. I had Konate before injury. Because Van Dijk, also I love Van Dijk, but he's a bit more expensive. But having that for this game week as well, it's fine. Because I have these 3 here, Gabriel, Munoz, and Hall, who are fine. And even Colwill can cover, if there's some injuries or something. The midfield, it's mostly set now. Gordon, Buemo, Salah, and Palmer are not moving, and Rodgers are not moving. I mean, I said last game week, best decision of my life, of this season. Why am I exaggerating now? Best decision I've done this season is keeping Buemo and Rodgers, especially in Buemo, who's been a beast these last few game weeks, and a lot of people sold him when the fixtures turned. And same with Rodgers. I kept him through those difficult fixtures, and then he returned he's had, 11 points against Brighton last game week. That's not bad. Jackson has been, as I said, disappointing, but I'm still going to keep him. And Isak is now, talk of the town. He's just for damage limitation. Doesn't matter at this point. He's increased so much in price since I bought him. How much did I get Isak, just to be clear? 8.5, and he's 9.3, so he's almost increased 1 million. Wow. I got him pretty early. And he did me well those first game weeks, but now it just doesn't matter. So here it is. If we go to the attackers, I have 8.0 in the bank, so I could go from here, from Havertz and down. But I don't know. I just don't know who Solanke... He did return, but I would never go to him again because I don't trust. Havertz not looking nowhere near his best. Gakpo, it's actually not a bad shout, especially with the Liverpool double. I might have to consider him. The problem with him was always the minutes, but now that he's been starting a couple of game weeks, and 3 returns the last 3 game weeks, and blank, and then a return before that. So, yeah. He's in my thoughts. Mateta, I like their fixtures, all green fixtures, and he's their talisman, and probably on penalties. So yeah, I'm considering Mateta. So the 3 that I like the most are Gakpo, Mateta, and Chris Wood. Obviously, let's go by form. Let's sort by form here. Jesus, no, I would not go for Jesus. Cunha back from injury, but they're from suspension, not injury. The fixtures are not well, so not the good time to get them. Raul Jimenez, I know he had 2 penalties, but I'm still not convinced having him long term. Especially, I just want Chris Wood because I feel like I missed out so much. I mean, this guy's been ridiculous. He had like a couple of blanks here, 3 in a row, but still continued with returns. It's just ridiculous. It's so highly owned. It says 31, but it's about 51% around people on my rank. Yeah. Yeah, Joao Pedro, I'm still not convinced. I mean, he got a penalty who wasn't supposed to be a penalty. Visa is not bad as well. The fixtures are not the easiest now. They're playing City and Liverpool, but after that, could be considered. Him and Buemo is just, wow. They're unbreakable, the friendship. Yeah, I mean, a lot of good options. I have the money. I just have to think more thoroughly through. As I said, maybe I'm leaning more towards Gakpo because his ownership is very low, and also the double game week of Liverpool. It's in my thoughts, and I'm only gonna have 2 Liverpool. So if I get a defender, then I'm not gonna bring Gakpo because I'm probably gonna bring Slot for his assistant manager chip. You have to be aware of that, and you also have to keep some money in the bank for the assistant manager because they're gonna cost money, and you're gonna use the money from your bank. You don't get any extra money for that. So yeah, this is it. I mean, not the greatest. I haven't had the greatest of 3 game weeks in a row, this last few. I'm on a green arrow, so I shouldn't complain. But as I said, the rank again is on around 24,000. And but yeah, that's it. Don't want to keep it for too long. There's so much to talk about, as I said. But this is the moment I'm going to make a team selection video, obviously, and next week. And we're going to get closer to the transfers if I haven't made them by now. Because, as I said, Evan Nilsson is dropping in price tonight. So, Yeah, but I have to wait because the game is being played tonight against Liverpool. There might be injuries and other stuff, so yeah. Do check on that. There's FA Cup as well game, so remember before the deadline. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please like and subscribe. Help us grow. And I'll see you next week for the team selection video. Bye. Subscribe. Come on. Just do it. I'm waiting. Just do it.